Thank you very much for agreeing to this interview.
My pleasure.
So, for the uninitiated, can you explain Vampyr?
Yeah, so Vampyr is a new action RPG from Dontnod. It's a story-driven action RPG set in London, 1918, just after World War I finished, and the player is incarnating Jonathan Reed, the famous physician, coming back from France, and he's turned into a vampire as he comes back in England. So the game is centered about choices, about the different citizens that are in the game that the player can kill as he sees fit, and see the consequences and lead the consequences of his actions.
So, a lot of the game I saw featured very tough moral choices, and I was wondering, is a pacifist run possible?
Yeah, sure. So the player doesn't need to kill anybody, but he can kill everybody as well. So we don't force the player to kill, we just incite him to kill, because with the blood of the citizen that you're going to embrace, you will be able to evolve in the game. So if you choose to kill no one, you will have a slower evolution, and you won't be able to acquire as many abilities that you would have done with more kills. But yeah, you can totally be free of your evolution and free to kill no one or everybody in the game.
Do your moral choices have an impact on the plot?
On what?
On the plot, like...
Yes, they do. Every action that you take in the game will have consequences. If you kill a citizen, people living in London, there will be consequences, but the scale of this consequence will be on the scale of the character. So it means that if you kill a woman in her house, her relatives will be affected. On the other end, we have a main storyline in the game, and there are several key characters in the game that help you to resolve your adventure. And if you kill these characters, that will have a huge impact on the storyline. And we have different endings to the game, so you will have the ending that you deserve.
Is it possible to establish relationships with the people?
In which way?
Getting to know them, their plight, weighing up who you want to feed on and who you want to spare.
Sure. So the game takes a huge part into this social aspect. Meeting the citizens is really important. We face the player with a choice, which is with a dilemma, which is you need the blood of the citizens that you meet. But then we want to incite the player to learn the citizen. To that you can talk to them, you can talk to the citizen. They all have a very big story, a dense story, a dense background. They have relations with other citizens in the game. So if you kill one of them, there will be consequences on the others that are related to them. And all citizens have secrets. They don't share their lives, just like we would do in real life. You won't tell about all your little secrets to a stranger. So you have different ways to learn these secrets. And as you find a secret that we call int in the game, that allows you to unlock different content. So you can unlock discussions with new characters, you can unlock gear, you can unlock craft objects, you can unlock a quest, a lot of things, thanks to the information that you learned.
So the combat system seems to be a mix of many different varieties. How flexible is the combat system and how the players choose to dispatch their foes?
Yeah, so the combat system is pretty flexible in the way that we have three main pillars. It's a melee-oriented combat system where you have melee weapons supported with ranged weapons, so handguns, shotguns, crossbows, and stuff like that. And all of that is supported with vampiric abilities. So the human part of the character is using basically the weapon that he finds, and the vampiric abilities that he gets through the blood of the citizens allows him to handle the combat differently. And with these abilities we have a broad variety of vampiric abilities that the player will be able to unlock, acquire and evolve as he evolves in the game.
how did you get in touch with Focus Home Interactive to publish the game?
That I can't talk about it because I wasn't there at the beginning of the production.
I noticed that your studio's games are very narrative heavy, with lots of very conflicted protagonists with inner conflicts.
Yeah.
What is Jonathan's plight?
So Jonathan is a human. He was a human. He's a surgeon, a physician, famous. He vowed to protect people, and as he returned from war, he's turned into a vampire. So for him, he's a rational person. You know, he thinks rational, and he doesn't at first really believe in what happens to him. He doesn't believe in vampires. He doesn't believe in this occult world, and he tries to, you know, to find solutions to cure his condition. So the main objective of this character is to find a cure to the Spanish flu, because he thinks the Spanish flu is responsible to what happens to him. And by finding a cure that will help him to cure his condition. But there's no cure to vampirism. You know, he turned into a monster, and you're the bad guy in the game. You're not the hero. You're not an hero. You're a beast. You're a cursed beast. You know, vampires are cursed. So he has to live with this conflict, to live with this duality of the vow he made to protect people and his condition that incites him to kill and to drink blood to evolve.
How will we be able to use Jonathan's medical expertise in the game?
Yes, you will use this expertise to craft medicine, because the citizen can become sick in the game, and as a doctor you can use your knowledge to get ingredients in the game and craft new medicine that will help you to cure the citizen. And on the big picture, his medical expertise also helps him to progress in the main quest, where, as I said, he tries to find a cure to the Spanish flu.
Interesting. Are there so this game uses a lot of the vampire lore. Any specific like parts of the vampire mythos, like weakness to garlic, or maybe can't enter doors without permission? Do any of those show up in the gameplay?
Yes, with I think every vampire media that people make, there is a new version of vampires. You know, and for this game we have researched a lot about the vampire myth. And we wanted to come back to the gothic figure of the vampire, you know, to the more Dracula-esque figure. And so we adapted our own lore and the character and what is a vampire toward that. So in the game, yes, you have different, how to say, not abilities, but characteristics of vampires. For instance, you mentioned the one with the door. A vampire cannot enter any house that is inhabited by someone without his permission. So it means that if you want to enter someone's house in order to kill it, you need to be allowed to do so. So you need to be invited. And in order to be invited, the player needs to know the person, needs to know some of its secrets in order to get invited.
So one thing I noticed is that the game is very dialogue heavy. Are there certain ways that the dialogue can change the story, or how characters perceive you?
Yeah, sure. So you have a lot of dialogue because you can talk to any character, and as we have a dialogue system with a wheel, you can have different options to choose. Some of them are subjects that you can approach at any time, but some of them require you to take a position toward the citizen, so you cannot go back on this position, you cannot go back on what you said, so sometimes that will turn the citizen into to close this door, basically to not wanting to talk to you anymore or stuff like that. So yeah, all your actions will have consequences, all your choices impact the dialogues. Last example, if you kill someone that is relative to another person, all the dialogues of this person will change, because he is now affected with the death of, you know, his brother or his sister or his mother, you know. So yeah, the dialogues are evolutive in the game.
So if I understand, there are multiple endings in this game. So this will encourage players to sort of replay the game and see like how it ends, how it could end a different way. Is there can you disclose if there will be like a new game plus option?
I can't reveal that now. Indeed, there are different endings to the game. We want the player to have the ending that he deserves according to the choices he made, and we want that ending to reflect the past of the player, you know. But I can't really say much without spoiling a lot of things.
So, what platforms can players expect to get their hands on this?
So the game is going to be released on PC, PS4, and Xbox One.
And the release date?
The release date is for November this year.
All right. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.